Happy Halloween, everybody! Lex here, and as you can see, I'm dressed up in my Halloween costume. For those of you who don't watch wrestling, you probably don't know who the hell I am. I am Bray Wyatt, and I got a nice little hat here, which I'm going to tip up a little bit so I can actually see the camera. So, Halloween's my favorite holiday. Love it. It's fantastic. I thought I'd make a little Halloween video, so basically this is not only going to be a Halloween video, but I have some pickups as well from Goodwill, believe it or not. I scored at Goodwill yesterday, somehow, some way. And also, I'm going to be going over the Halloween series. So, just quick, short little bursts of my thoughts on each film. And I think there's another thing. I also have some bad news about the movies that I've been doing. So we'll get to that later. But first and foremost, how about the pickups from Goodwill? So we went up to Reading yesterday. Reading is about 30 miles north of where I live. And it's a bigger city. It's got roughly 100,000 people in it. Our city here has like 15 or something like that, I think. Something like that. And we were going up to return a rental car. So I had to drive our car, and my wife had to drive the rental car up there. And we beat her up there, so we had like 15, 20 minutes to kill. So I said, why don't we stop in the Goodwill and see what we can find. It was crazy in this Goodwill. And this is where I got this this whole ensemble. I got the shirt here and the hat for under $10 at Goodwill. And so we went in there. It was pretty crazy. People looking for last minute costumes and stuff like that because they have a huge costume section. And went over to the video games. There was an Atari in the box sitting on the counter, and they wanted $50 for it. Ridiculous. My Goodwill is just as ridiculous as your Goodwill, I'm assuming. Looked in the case, there wasn't really anything in there. So I went over to the video game section, which they've actually kind of redone. They used to put them on a rack on the wall. Now they put them on, like, video shelves, like you used to see in the video rental stores. And so they put everything out there, and I'm thumbing through a lot of sports games, Xbox, PlayStation 2, and everything like that. And it's so crowded, I get anxiety fairly easy. And I'm kind of like, I want to leave right now. Then I looked down, and I couldn't believe what it was that I saw, because not only would I believe that Goodwill would mark these at this price, but also that they were still there. So I got Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door and Mario Kart Double Dash for a total of $8. So that's pretty good. I mean, it's not the greatest deal I've ever gotten or anything like that, but didn't have either of these actually, and I'm not sure if I'm going to keep them actually. Like I said, I'm trying to raise money for my camera equipment and all that good stuff. So I'm unsure about it right now. I'll keep them for now. I might even play them for a little bit, and then I'll decide what I'm going to do with them. But yeah, I definitely this is. Like, I've seen both of these at our local pawn shop, but they want like $15 for this and $15 for that. So it was good to get them both for $8. And that was the Goodwill thing. I didn't really see anything else. Xenosaga, but I didn't know if that was valuable or not. It looked a little bit interesting, but again, it was kind of like once I saw those, it was like, okay, that's it. That's all I'm getting. I'm getting these, and that's it. And I scoured to make sure that there was no good Wii games or good GameCube games left. And yeah, that's what I came up with. So Goodwill finally pays off. Also, I want to talk about some wrestling since I'm dressed up as a wrestler. I'm going to WrestleMania weekend. I've said this before, and I actually just bought my first ticket for WrestleMania weekend. It's the Ring of Honor event. Supercard of Honor 9 in Redwood City, and I got front row for that. So that's pretty freaking awesome. And I'm planning on taking the camera glasses and filming as much as I can, and hopefully I don't get the camera glasses stolen from me. That's my biggest thing. Those things are expensive. Yeah, I'm so excited. Ring of Honor is my favorite thing. And that's the main thing I'm looking forward to that whole weekend. You think, hey, what about WrestleMania? WrestleMania is going to be fine. I'm probably going to get a cheap ticket, like sit pretty far up. It's a stadium, so you can't really get bad seats in a stadium. You know, maybe if I'm too far up, I'll buy some binoculars or something like that. But in all honesty, I'll just be there for the experience of WrestleMania. Not sure about the Raw after WrestleMania, though. I might have to skip that because I only booked the hotel for, I check out Monday. So I'd have to kill like 5.5 hours until Raw starts. I don't know if I could do that. And also my wife and son are coming along too. So, let's see. What else? So that's it for wrestling and Goodwill. The movie situation. Unfortunately, it seems as though my movie theater is switching back to normal mode. They had a subscription service where you paid $20 a month. You got to see as many films as you want. And now they're switching back because one of the movie studios, they won't say who, but I'm guessing it's Warner Brothers because they've mentioned their name before, said, we're not going to give you our first run movies if you're going to be a membership only deal. So that sucks. They're switching back, so I probably won't be going to the movies as much as I used to, at least. And no more movie reviews, probably, or very few. Just the ones I want to see, which, kind of sucks because I was enjoying seeing everything. Even if it sucked, I liked going to see it just to have that experience, just to say I saw that. Anyway, that's enough of that. Now let's get to Halloween, my favorite holiday. What better to watch on Halloween than Halloween? And first, let's see. So we're going to start out with the first Halloween. First Halloween, obviously a classic. I don't really like it as much as everybody else seems to. I like it. It's good. It has a good atmosphere. Soundtrack is amazing. The score, of course. I actually prefer others in the series over this. It's good, it's fine, kicked it off and everything like that. It's the original, so you have to pay respects to it, and it's good to watch on Halloween. But I just don't think it's as good as maybe some people think it is. That's just my opinion, I guess. I could be completely out of whack with your opinion. And then, this is a movie I haven't seen in a while, but I did not like it. Halloween 2. I said in my last video, I'm going to give this another shot today, so we'll see how it goes. And then, we get to one of my favorites. I don't think it's my favorite, but one of my favorites, and one that is least favorite of almost every Halloween fan, Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. And this is the Scream Factory Blu-ray. I don't know how well you can see that. I know it's not terribly well lit in here. It's raining outside and everything, but Season of the Witch is great. It has nothing to do with Michael Myers, and that's why it is great. I think that people are very close-minded when it comes to this film. Doesn't have Michael in it, they don't want it. They don't want to see it. And that is a shame because it's actually a very... Not only is it a very creepy movie, but it says something. It's speaking on the commercialism of Halloween itself. And basically, the main villains in this create this company, Silver Shamrock, to sell these Halloween masks. And really what they are is like ancient dudes and robots. But it's wacky, but it's a lot of fun. This is my main event for Halloween night. This is the movie that I save for the main event because it is awesome. All right, moving on to what I think is my favorite Halloween of the series. That would be Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. So after Halloween 3 came out, people were in an uproar. They hated Halloween 3 because it didn't have this guy in it. So here comes Halloween 4 to resurrect Michael. And I love it. I love it mainly because I think it focuses on the relationship between Michael and Danielle Harris's character. I love Danielle Harris. She's like it for me. She played TK on Boy Meets World, and she's in the Hatchet series as well. But I just really like the atmosphere of this. It's late 80s. Halloween, it's all very dark, but it's not like overly gruesome or anything. Very cool, very cool. And then the follow-up is Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. So if you're going to watch 4, you got to watch this afterwards because it comes right after, and it does a fantastic job of continuing the story. You know, the way they bring Michael back is believable in a sense, in a way, I guess, kind of. It's never really all that believable, but it's grounded in reality. This was shot by a very artistic filmmaker, and some of the shots in this are amazing. Absolutely amazing. The opening shots of this are great. Just this, 4 and 5 have the perfect atmosphere in my eyes for Halloween. You know, I think it's in 4, they have like a farm field with like old scarecrows hanging off to the side and stuff like that. It's fantastic. Great. Then we move on to Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers. So a lot of people don't like this one either because it turns Michael into kind of like a cult thing. There's also a producer's cut of this, which I've seen once on YouTube, and it was a very, very, very rough version of it. It's like a bootleg version. This I can go either way on. It's okay. It's got Paul Rudd in it, and they're using technology to look up the history, the origins of this thorn symbol. And it's got some okay things in it. But it's starting to transition into the 90s horror genre, which I'm not a big fan of. So there's that. One I don't have here, I'm going to talk about it though, is Halloween H2O. I hate Halloween H2O. It's my least favorite of the series. I think it's Dawson's Creek horror. I think it's boring. I think that they tried to bring Jamie Lee Curtis back and just tried to play off that, and I just don't think it works that well. And it's just, I think overall it's just boring. It's just not a very exciting film to watch. It's not very creative. It's not very original. So I can really do without Halloween H2O, and I'm going to have to because I don't have it. So I'll be marathoning without that. The next one is another film that I actually like, but a lot of people don't. And it's between 3 and this as their least favorite of the series, and that's Halloween Resurrection. I think this is actually a very creative film. It basically did the whole reality TV or internet TV thing before all that was even close to being huge. And it really makes for an interesting concept that we get to see Michael in sort of this found footage manner, but not found footage because it's not found because it's happening as we see it. Obviously, Busta Rhymes fighting Michael Myers is ludicrous. I like Busta Rhymes. I guess it wouldn't be ludicrous. Anyway, I like Busta Rhymes as a rapper. I think he's okay in most of this. The fight scene with Michael's a little much, but I think the rest of it's fine. You know, it's not great. It's not my favorite, but it's not like I hate this film. I actually can watch this and be very entertained by it. So, for those of you who saw it once, didn't like it, give it another shot. You may be entertained. Alright, so now we're going to move on to another very controversial, very polarizing couple of films. That would be the Rob Zombie Halloween reimagining. I like this film. I like it a lot. I think that it is different, but it kind of morphs into that original Halloween film. People hated that Michael got a backstory. And I'm not 100% sure why they hated that he got a backstory, really. Because I think it's okay to humanize a human serial killer, you know. So Michael seems to have some sort of supernatural power. It's never really explained. It's obvious that he's a human, though. He wouldn't be going after his sister if he wasn't a human. So, kind of explaining that. I know it's cliche what they do with it, but at the same time, sometimes cliche is cliche for a reason. You know, maybe Michael did go. I never understood the beginning of Halloween, the original one, where he just snaps. To me, that's more unoriginal than this is. I like that they went back and went to the psychiatric ward and showed Michael talking to Dr. Loomis and showing that relationship develop. There's no sense in remaking the film if you're going to do the same exact thing. This does do some of the same things in the second half of the film, but the first half is pretty original. So it's a little harsh to watch. Obviously, kids can't watch this. It's very foul language, pretty gruesome, but not as gruesome as this film right here, Halloween 2, from Rob Zombie. This is a weird movie, and all of Zombie's films are pretty weird. I wouldn't say this is as weird as Lords of Salem, but this is pretty weird. This is kind of Zombie saying, okay, the series is mine now. I did the first one. It had to look somewhat like the first one, but let's take this in a completely different direction. I also think that he was kind of disenchanted with what he did with the first one and the reaction to the first one, and therefore we got this. This is the theatrical edition. A lot of people like the theatrical one more than the director's cut. I don't know the difference. I've only seen the theatrical one, so I need to watch this again, though. It's been about 6 years or so since I've seen this, and all I remember really is him being homeless, and which is cool. I like that because it kind of shows the in-between parts that you always wonder about, and also Sherry Moon Zombie and the White Horse or Unicorn, whatever it was. Weird stuff. But that's the Halloween series, and from my view, I really like 4 and 5, and then 3 tops the night off. And let me know what you like to watch on Halloween night. Let me know what your main event is. Your go-to, wrapping everything up. Candy's all passed out. Now it's time for you to eat the candy. Let me know what you think. And that's going to do it for this update. Thanks for watching. Until next time, run. Sorry.